Good morning and welcome to Opinions Plus. Today is a specific clip. Well, nothing's quite specific with me, but I heard this before, but it just hit me today. It's just an example of how unbelievably weak, unbelievably the men have lacked so much character that have led us. But these reports seem to just come from that Republican side. I'm sure there's weakness in the Democratic side, but there's so many reports, so many issues, so many things that are just show the lack of understanding, the lack of dedication, the lack of duty, the lack of responsibility. You know, when I heard, many things surprised me. You know, the thing is, nothing surprises me anymore. Well, no, that's not true. Many things surprised me. But when I heard today, and I've heard it before, but today for some reason it resounded with me. Mike Pence was at the dinner table with his son, who is in the Marine Corp, as was I, who took an oath to defend the Constitution. Mike Pence was not going to defend the Constitution, apparently, because he didn't want to screw around with his friend. What the hell is that? Vice President of the United States had a moment of conscience, a moment of wonder whether or not to not support, revere, honor the Constitution, which he had sworn an oath to defend, protect. He was going to say, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let somebody else do it because he's my friend. But it took his son at the dinner table to remind him of his oath? What mealy-mouthed kind of person is that? I tip my hat to the son, who at least had some influence on a man of tremendous power and position. But this is so basic, so unbelievably basic, that a man who was Vice President of the United States had to wonder whether his oath to the Constitution, his duty to the country, superseded a friend who was not even a friend, for crying out loud. Donald Trump, a friend? Come on. It was pathetic to hear. I was never really impressed by Mr. Pence's mealy mouth, oscillating back and forth, this and that, never coming out hard with the facts, always mitigating, moderating all these issues that surrounded January 6th and the presidency, always saying, I'm so proud of what we did. But obviously, he didn't know or didn't care. More likely didn't care. No, he knew. He had to know. You don't live in that type of environment without knowing what your duties are, what your responsibilities are. You got to be kidding me. Well, I take my hat off to his son. I don't hear many media people praising the son for saying what is so obvious, and for that man to do what was so obvious anyway, which he should have done, and get praise for doing the obvious, praise for doing what he should do, praise for doing his job, praise for being an American at once, rather than caving in and licking the boots of that so-called president. You got to be kidding. I guess we're not. It's the truth. The term "you got to be kidding" isn't kidding. There's no kidding here. The truth hurts. The truth is difficult. But anyway, this is a fairly short clip because it's just so obvious. The man has no character. He says he's an evangelical lover of God and Christ. He showed none of it. None of it. What, he told the truth when he was, or maybe he told the truth, I don't know. Who the heck if he knows if he lied to the grand jury, if he lied anywhere? He wouldn't even testify to the Jan 6 committee. Cowards, these are cowards. These are not good people. Even the good people. I was watching this, what do they call it? This movie. And in it, one of the characters, one of the main characters, said to his adopted daughter, I would say, "This city, it corrupts. It even corrupts good people." And where does that corruption come from? I've said it again, I've said it all. I don't hear a word from our religious community or anybody else talking about where the evil comes from. What's starting it? What's integrating it into our system so vehemently? Why do we have to fight just to be decent? We have to fight just to be decent people in that environment, or even in the school board environment, or any of these elected environments. You see what chaos is going on there. And that Miss Haley who says, chaos follows this guy around. Obviously, there's no chaos following. He makes the chaos because he wants the chaos. It's lies, just blatant lies all the time. We have to stand up. Have to stand up. You got to say it out. They're weak people. They are not people of character. I want a person of character and show some character, if not true character, some character. Winston Churchill was not a man of true character. He had his flaws, but he helped England through World War II. Without Churchill, who the heck knows what would have happened? Certainly if Chamberlain was in, Britain would have been done. The people matter. At that time, he was there and he showed his character. The blood, sweat, the tears, all these things that go into it matter. We matter. You matter. Teach these things to the children. Teach these things to your neighbors if you have to. Strive. Be better. Go to the good. We know what the good is. Go to the good. But that Pence guy, what a shame. What a shame. Evangelical. Oh, I love God. I love Christ. I love the truth. I'm honest. No, you're not. To say that, to not even know that basic understanding that you had to be awakened by your good Marine Corps son. You should have been awakened by every Marine, by every Army, by everybody that's in the military. You honor these people. You control them. You're a part of it. You're second in command to the commander-in-chief. Come on. Better than this. Better than this. Better than this. You are. We are. And I hope it somehow changes to get those kind of characters to come out. Like Zelensky, comedian, entertainer. It doesn't matter what your past is. You can still be a great leader. You have a brain. You have character. It comes out when needed. And in Zelensky, for the Ukraine, it came out when they needed it. And who was trying to corrupt them? Though they say, oh no, I'm unblemished, was them Trumpers. Good grief. So obvious. Yet people don't want to believe it. They just have these blinders on. Take the blinders off. See the truth for what it is. Is everything bad? Every nook and cranny of the person bad? I don't know. Maybe it is. But I don't look at it that way. But the things that affect you and me, I consider very, very strongly. That makes more to me than whatever their overall perspective is on life. But their character shows through that. Their quality shows through that. And Mr. Pence has shown limited or none. He did his job on January 6th. Whoa, good for him. And look behind that. Thanks for listening. Have a good day. If you like what you hear, subscribe. If you haven't, then send the links on to those who may have see some value in some of these opinions. Comment if you can. There's room for comments, even on a small viewership like mine. Be well.